Welcome, everyone, to the Disneyland Hotel Diaries.
Glad to be here.
Today, we're taking a really close look at a hotel that's been getting a lot of attention lately, especially since its big makeover, the Knott's Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
So our plan today is pretty simple. We're going to dig into what people who've stayed there recently are saying, the good, the maybe not so good, basically everything, to help you figure out if it's the right spot for your next trip to Southern California, for the theme parks.
Yeah, it's definitely stirred up some interest.
It really has. And we're not just talking about a quick paint job here. This was a multi-million-dollar renovation, huge undertaking. And it seems like it's really paid off, sparking a lot of new buzz.
Right. And what's interesting is how this new look fits with the hotel's, really long history. It's been around for ages, serving guests visiting Knott's Berry Farm for generations.
That's true.
So you've got this established place, known for hospitality, right there next to the park. And now it has this fresh, modern feel. It's quite the combination.
Okay, so let's unpack that renovation a bit more, because it really does sound like more than just surface changes.
Oh, definitely.
They redid the guest rooms, the event spaces, came up with new ideas for the restaurants and bars. Even the lobby and public areas got a major refresh.
Yeah, a complete transformation, really.
And I thought this was a nice touch. The new look apparently gives a nod to Walter and Cordelia Knott, the park founders. Sort of keeps that historical connection, right? Even while making it modern.
Absolutely. And, when you look at the scale of it, redesigning all 322 guest rooms, that shows a real commitment. They didn't just do a few floors.
Good point.
It's a total overhaul. And guests seem to be loving the new vibe. They describe it as like a stylish country guest house feel. Charming, but also kind of relaxed and warm. It blends the old and new pretty well, I think.
And the feedback reflects that, doesn't it? People are saying things like beautiful, updated, clean, modern, and stylish.
Yeah, lots of positive buzz.
Spotless rooms keeps coming up. And folks are saying the renovations added charm, but also made it feel, more current.
Mm-hmm.
But here's a fun detail. Apparently, the hotel itself, and even the little shampoo bottles and stuff, they smell like berries.
Oh, that's clever.
Isn't it? Guests seem to absolutely love that. It's such a unique little touch, kind of extends the Knott's Berry Farm theme right into the hotel.
That's great sensory branding, really. Makes it memorable. It kind of sets the stage, doesn't it? You've got this updated feel, this unique scent.
Mm-hmm.
How does it stack up overall, especially thinking about, where it sits?
Exactly. Which brings us to the age-old real estate mantra. Location, location, location.
Always key for theme parks.
And for Knott's Berry Farm. You honestly can't beat this hotel. It's literally steps away. A 2-minute walk, people say.
Right there.
That kind of convenience is huge. You don't have to worry about parking for the park or long walks. It's basically like staying on property.
And that convenience extends to Soak City, too, right? The water park.
Yep. Soak City is also just a walk away. So if you're planning to hit both parks, it's perfectly situated.
It really makes it a strong package deal for a Knott's-focused trip. And thinking about that comparison point we touched on for the price, you're getting a newly renovated, clean, modern hotel, kind of comparable in feel, perhaps, to Disney's Pixar Place Hotel, but likely at a more budget-friendly rate.
That's a really important point, especially for listeners maybe weighing options. Because, okay, it's great for Knott's, but what about Disneyland?
Right, the other big draw in the area.
It's about a 15-minute drive, give or take, depending on traffic, obviously.
Which isn't terrible, but not walking distance?
No, definitely not walking distance. But the hotel offers a free shuttle bus service to Disneyland.
Ah, okay. That's a game changer.
It really is. Guests consistently say this shuttle is smooth, it's simple, makes getting to Disney really easy. So yeah, you're not right next door, but that free shuttle basically solves the distance problem. It makes the Knott's Hotel a surprisingly practical and cost-effective base for Disneyland, too.
That's a huge value add.
Yeah.
You save on parking at Disney, save on the potentially higher hotel rates near Disney.
Exactly.
And it's not just about the parks either, is it? The location has other perks.
True. It's close to other Orange County attractions if you want to explore more. And for practical stuff, there's a Walgreens right across the street, which is super handy.
Always good to have nearby.
And you can walk to restaurants like IHOP, Rock and Brews, Outback, easy options for dinner after a park day.
So pretty convenient all around then. Okay, let's talk about what's inside the hotel. What amenities are we looking at?
All right, amenities. The pool area seems pretty popular. Guests describe it as large, clean. There's a hot tub. People say it's piping hot, which sounds perfect after walking all day.
Definitely need that.
There's also a sauna, steam room, and a gym or fitness center. And good news for families, there's a splash pad area for the little ones.
Nice touch.
Yeah. One small note, though some guests found the main pool a bit cool, others thought it was fine. So pool heating might be a little variable, just something to be aware of.
Good to know.
Nah.
What about the rooms themselves? Features?
Okay. Rooms, standard stuff you'd expect now, especially after the Reno. Air conditioning, obviously. You can get interconnected rooms if you need them. Room service is available. There's a safe, an iron, flat screen TV. Oh, and a fridge, though some folks mentioned it's a very mini fridge, so maybe not for storing a week's worth of groceries, you know.
Right. Just drinks and snacks, maybe?
Exactly. And they have non-smoking rooms, suites, family rooms, the usual range of options.
Sounds pretty comprehensive.
Yeah.
What about practical things like parking and Wi-Fi?
Right, practical stuff. There's paid private parking on site. It's about $20 a night, typical for the area. But here's a cool perk. If you're a Knott's season pass holder and you book directly with the hotel, parking is free.
Oh, that's a nice bonus for pass holders.
Yeah, definitely. And you get free high-speed Wi-Fi throughout the hotel, which is pretty essential these days.
Absolutely.
Other stuff includes a 24-hour front desk, concierge, a little convenience store, gift shop, ATM, all the basics. Dry cleaning is available, and there's a laundry room, too.
Laundry is always useful on a longer trip.
It is, but there's a small catch here, especially for international visitors. The laundry machines apparently use an app and a prepaid card system.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and sometimes that app doesn't play nice with non-US phone numbers or cards. So if you're visiting from overseas, might be worth asking the front desk for help, or maybe just bring some quarters as a backup plan.
Good tip. Okay, and dining options within the hotel. You mentioned new concepts earlier.
Right. The main restaurant is called 30 Acres. They serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There's also a bar lounge area. And very importantly for many, there's a Starbucks on site for your coffee fix.
Always a welcome sight.
Indeed. Breakfast gets mixed reviews, though. There's a buffet option. Some families found it good value, but others thought it was a bit overpriced or maybe low class compared to like a fancy resort buffet. So opinions vary there.
Okay, fair enough. It sounds like they also have a lot of meeting space.
They do, surprisingly. It actually has the largest convention space in Buena Park. Big ballroom, event planners on staff, their own catering team. So it doubles as a business and event hotel, too, not just for tourists.
Interesting. So it caters to quite a broad audience.
Seems like it. Okay, but let's get to the real core of it, the overall guest experience. What are people really saying?
Well, this is where it gets overwhelmingly positive, particularly about the staff.
Ah, yes, the staff reviews are amazing.
Consistently. Phrases like welcoming, friendly, top-notch service, extremely hospitable. You see those over and over again.
Someone even said everybody we met who worked there was just lovely, and another guest was blown away that a staff member, Eddie, remembered their name days later.
Wow, that's personalized service.
Isn't it? That kind of thing makes a huge difference and really seems to be a defining feature of the hotel.
Absolutely. And that great service contributes to what many describe as a consistently excellent or thoroughly enjoyable stay, especially for families.
Yeah, lots of people saying they'd recommend it and plan to come back.
Which is always a good sign. But, no place is perfect. Were there any recurring downsides or issues mentioned?
Yes, definitely worth touching on those for a balanced picture. While mostly positive, a few things did pop up.
Okay.
Room issues sometimes included problems with the air conditioning, although to be fair, management usually fixed those pretty quickly when reported. A more frequent and potentially more annoying issue seemed to be water pressure in the showers. Some guests described it as terrible or non-existent. That could definitely be frustrating.
Yeah, low water pressure is never fun.
Nope. Running toilets were mentioned occasionally, but again, usually fixed fast. Some people staying longer felt there wasn't quite enough storage, like wardrobe or drawer space.
Okay, something to consider for a longer stay.
And like any hotel, really, some rooms could be noisy ones facing the parking lot, or sometimes you'd hear doors closing in the hallway. Standard hotel stuff, but worth noting.
Right. Any other facility issues besides the potential laundry app hiccup?
Well, there are a few mentions of the pool being closed for maintenance sometimes. It sounds like occasionally this was communicated when booking, but maybe not always. Just something to be aware of, might be worth double-checking if the pool is crucial for your trip.
Fair point. And you mentioned some mixed feelings on the breakfast buffet. Any other food critiques?
Yeah, just a couple of specific things about the restaurant food. Someone felt the burger patty seemed like a pre-packaged frozen one, not fresh. And that low-class comment about the breakfast compared to maybe what you'd expect at a higher-end resort. So just a few specific food quality points, not necessarily about the service or options themselves.
Got it. So some minor bumps here and there, mostly operational things or specific food opinions.
Exactly. And despite those points, the overwhelming takeaway from guests really seems to be positive. People consistently call it clean and comfortable, exceptional value, and a safe, clean place that's incredibly convenient for knots.
So it sounds like for most people, the pros, the renovation, the staff, the location, they really outweigh those minor cons.
That definitely seems to be the consensus. So, wrapping things up for today's Disneyland Hotel Diaries.
Where do we land on the Knott's Hotel?
Well, I think the strong points are really clear. That big renovation has given it a fantastic fresh feel. It looks great, feels modern, but still charming. The location for Knott's Berry Farm and Soak City is just unbeatable. Literally steps away. You can't get closer without sleeping in the park itself.
Oh, true.
And maybe the surprise winner is how well it works for Disneyland trips, too, thanks to that free shuttle. It really opens it up as this smart, convenient, high-value alternative to staying closer to Disney, offering a similar kind of updated experience to maybe a Pixar place, but, without that Disney price tag.
Yeah, that value proposition seems really strong. So when you're weighing your options, you should probably consider that blend, right? Think about the really positive feedback on the service and the new look,
Right.
the great amenities,
Right.
but also factor in those specific minor points like potential for low shower pressure or the laundry app for international folks, and see how those things rank in your personal priorities.
Exactly. It's about finding the right fit for your trip. So maybe for your next theme park adventure, the real magic is finding that sweet spot, the perfect mix of comfort, convenience, and value. And the Knott's Hotel. It really seems to be making a very, very strong case for itself as a top contender in that search. So maybe something to think about. What aspects of a hotel stay matter most to you when you're planning that next theme park getaway?
Good question to ponder.